Welcome back to DAGryffyn Hobby. My name's Dave. Let's take a look and see what followed me home from the York train show. By now, I'm sure you've seen a few videos on the York train show, so I don't think I'm going to bore you with too many details about the show. Was it good? Yes. Did I have a good time? Of course. Did I talk to a whole bunch of awesome people? Yeah, I sure did. Actually, I spent more time talking to people this time than I did looking at trains. And I'll tell you why that kind of happened here in a minute. I usually hold out and don't spend any money until much later in the show. I got there early enough Thursday that I could register because I forgot to register early. So I could register and then have a little bit of time before I went in. I ended up talking to Chooch's Trains for quite a while, and we had a great time, and it was a great start to the show. Once they let us in, I saw stuff on the first table that not only I would want, but that was a great deal. And I'm like, no, I can't buy something off the first table. That's just, I don't do that. I don't work that way. So I kept walking, and there had to be 4 or 5 items that I could have really purchased just right away and been done. I wanted to walk around more and see more. So I got down that first aisle, happy I still had my money at that point, about 10 minutes into the show. I round the corner, start back the other aisle, and I stopped, and I spent more than I expected to spend. But it was such a fantastic deal, I couldn't pass it up. What was it? We'll have to wait and check to see what that is a little bit later. But because I spent that money right away, it kind of put me in a weird spot. Like, what am I going to do? What am I going to look at? Or, do I even want to look at the trains if I'm not going to be buying them? I mean, what I spent wasn't my entire budget, but I had a friend that was bringing me a set of passenger cars, and there was an engine I wanted to purchase from Nick. So here we are about 15, 20 minutes into the York train show on Thursday, and I was done. So that put me in a spot where I really didn't even care that much if I looked at everything. So I just spent the rest of Thursday and Friday pretty much just talking to people. It was so relaxing and enjoyable. But enough of that. You want to see what I came home with, because I did come home with a bunch of stuff. I mean, I did pick up a little thing here and there while I was at the show, probably more than I remember. But also, there were a number of amazing people that gave me things, and I just am always blown away by the generosity in this hobby. You guys are all amazing. We might as well start with the last thing I purchased. Fine turf, Woodland Scenics, $10, Iron Horse trains. I'd intended to spend more money at their booth, getting some scenery stuff, because that's really what I want to be working on right now, but it just didn't work out that way. But I'll get them next time. So my last $10 in my wallet went to this from Iron Horse trains. So thank you guys for having a $10 item I could purchase. If you already watched Nick's video, you probably saw this car. It is a Crown Model Products milk car. I love it. I can't wait to throw this in with those other ones and get a nice refrigerated milk train going. Another fantastic friend donated this to the channel, a TMCC track power controller. With this, or with the addition of this, I think I can get TMCC on 4 loops. Not that I have 4 loops at the moment. I've got 2, with a third that's partially disassembled and a 4th that's pretty much non-existent, but it will be coming back. And now I can have TMCC on all 4, and I'm just thrilled about that. Over the summer, Art from Art's Model Trains had got me a birthday present, and it was a Jersey Central gondola with a load in it, one of those resin loads. And for some reason, that resin load is bent, like arched up. Makes no sense. I don't know how a resin load like that bends. So I was walking around and I saw this load right here. Actually, that's not true. I saw this load, and this load was laying next to another gondola with a load. I took these two and I said, what do you want for these? $20 for the car and 2 loads, so I'm thrilled. I told Art a while back that the load was warped, so he brought me another one that he had to replace the damaged one. So now I've got a new car, a load for the car that was messed up, and a load for another flat car I had that didn't have a load that I was going to make one for. So this was very exciting, especially for 20 bucks. This one, the gentleman that sold it said that he likes to paint them this color because it looks more realistic. And this certainly looks a lot more like rust than this does. Another gift from one of you amazing people, a nice Dow Chemicals center flow hopper. Very cool. I've got a couple other center flow hoppers like this, 2, I think, that are this size. So I'm excited to add this to the roster. Another friend of the channel donated some cabooses. We got the 6017 with most of a box. I do need to set up a shelf all the way around the room or something and just line it with cabooses. That would be a heck of a fun task to get enough cabooses to actually go around the entire room. He also gave me this 6057, this damaged 6017 for parts, and this damaged 6257 for parts, and this old tin plate one. Thank you very much. I did not get anything from these guys this time, but I have in the past, and I forgot to shout them out when I did. And that would be the train station in Mountain Lakes, New Jersey. So if you're anywhere in the area, this is a fantastic store to go to. Look like I'm going to sneeze. I'm not sure if I said this already. I think I did. Yes, I did say it. I did. Memory's not completely gone. I bought a set of streamlined passenger cars from a friend, but we'll see those in a minute, along with the first purchase, or the big purchase I made at York. The great thing about having a friend like Nick is that he's always buying stuff for his train room. More trains, more cars, and he doesn't have enough room to keep it all, so I buy his excess. Hey, you don't want that? I'll buy it from you. And I came home with a couple items. An engine, a caboose, an Erie Lackawanna boxcar, and a Susquehanna boxcar. Not that I need more boxcars, but get off my back. I can buy more boxcars if I want to. The caboose I picked up is this K-Line Erie Lackawanna caboose. Why would I want an Erie Lackawanna caboose? Well, maybe because I picked up an Erie Lackawanna engine, and we need to take a look at it. I don't really have favorite engines or rolling stock or even really railroads. I tend to like railroads that are in my general area, the Northeast of the United States. While I don't have favorite locomotives, there are some that I think are better looking than others. And this one I'm not enamored with as far as the engine, but I'm excited about what it brings to the layout. And I think it's going to be a really great addition. And that would be an Erie Lackawanna U-boat. I mean, the paint scheme more than makes up for the fact that the engine's kind of uninspired. But the little shades here are a nice touch, and it's got some really nice features. This is a Lionel engine from 2003. It's a U33C. It has TMCC, Odyssey, smoke, lights that do lighty things. And I'm really just excited about the Odyssey part because I feel like I needed more engines that I could set to just crawl around the layout. Sure, I've been running a lot more conventional control recently, but I go back and forth, and I also have a set of Erie Lackawanna passenger cars I could run behind this. Is it prototypical that a U33C pulls a whole bunch of heavyweights? I don't know. I don't care. It's going to happen on my layout. I also have a Williams SD45 maybe. I was considering turning it into a dummy and then running the two engines together with the passenger cars. I don't know. It's something I'll look into. I would take that SD45 and power the second Penske SD45 that I have, so I would have a nice strong Penske set of engines. I don't know. It's all up in the air. I'll probably do nothing, but I will be running this because, well, I bought it and I think it's awesome. A little snub-nosed. Kind of looks like it ran into a wall. All this length, you think they could have moved the cab back a little bit, given them a little bit more of a buffer on the front. But I guess that's for the designers to consider. Whatever. I'm excited about it. I ran it at Nick's. I can't wait to run it here. So you're probably wanting to know what it is that I saw so quickly on Thursday that I had to purchase and come home with. Well, it's right there. And it is a 7-car set of New York Central Rail King cars that have LED illumination and a whole bunch of people inside. I think there are more passengers in this 7-car set than I've seen in any other passenger train. Somebody took some time to fill this thing up with people, and it's fantastic. So it's the baggage car, a few coaches, a Vista Dome, a full-length Vista Dome, and an observation car. And if that wasn't enough, these 7 cars, he also had that New York Central express refrigerator car. So I offered him $230 for the passenger cars and the express reefer, and he said yes. So right off the bat, 8-car set, and I was pretty much done. But it's a really good looking set. I like the fact that it's Rail King and it's not an 18-inch car or a 20-inch car. I mean, 20-inch cars don't work on my layout. And the 18s work fine on the 054, but the 040, whatever the inner loop is, they look ridiculous. So I'm excited to have this. I'm currently running it with my MPC era scale Hudson, and I think it looks fantastic together. Will I buy something else to go with this? Maybe, maybe not. Something with TMCC and cruise would be fantastic, because that would give the cars the full power for the illumination, and I think it would look really cool just creeping around my layout with the lights down low in here. So that's something I'll think about, but not something I really need. As far as New York Central engines, I've got a couple MPC era, I've got the post-war F3s. That might be it. So you know what? Yeah, I need to buy an engine. So the passenger cars I bought from a friend for a really good price was another set of these Baltimore and Ohio Streamliners. I didn't need the baggage and the observation, but the 2 extra coaches gives me 8 cars plus the express reefer in my Baltimore and Ohio train. And that makes me happy. I've now got what I'll consider to be a full set, which means now I have to go into all the cars, relight them with LEDs, and try to 3D print interiors, I guess, because I'd like to remove, most of the cars have the silhouettes removed already because they were falling out. So I'd like to try to 3D print interiors, add people and whatnot, because I think that'd be great. Another great thing about this set is I've gotten all the parts of it for really good prices. The original 4-car set I paid $100 for. That was fun. I saw them at a train show. I walked up. I expressed a little bit of interest in it. There was $150 on the box. The guy asked me if I was interested in those cars. I said, yeah, I think so. He goes, give me $100 and they're yours. Like I could say no. So I got those. I then purchased the Vista Dome and another car, and I can't remember what I paid for them at the moment, but it wasn't a lot. Maybe it was $100 for those 2 cars. And then I got this set for $80. So I have a full 8-car train for under $300 in the passenger cars. And I think that's fantastic. So if I can add interiors and people and make them a little more fancy, I think that's a heck of a deal. That's a heck of a deal anyway. We got some squeaking wheels there. It's that time of year where it's starting to get a little chilly in here, so maybe that's going to make my wheels squeak more? I don't know. I believe that covers everything. Even though I spent a good chunk of my budget right away on Thursday, I had a fantastic time and I came home with lots of goodies. Can't complain. The thing about York Train Show is there's so much going on. There's so many things happening other than just the show. I wish I could get to everything, but I guess that's just not possible. So I'm really looking forward to next York, and it's going to be hard to wait that long. But I guess I'll just have to do it. Let's take a look at some of the stuff running on the layout. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time on DAGryffyn Hobby.